Okay.
The summit in Davos is over, but Europe's anxieties are not. US President Donald Trump may have stepped back from his threats, but Brussels knows that this is a temporary reprieve. Trump does not let go easily. He always comes back. In fact, fresh reports reveal Washington's new game plan. The US is pushing a new deal with Denmark. It wants to rewrite their defense agreement. It wants to expand the American military footprint in Greenland. Now, as you know, the US military is already present there, thanks to an agreement that they signed with Denmark back in 1951. This pact allowed the US to build 3 bases on the island of Greenland. It allowed them to station more than 100 troops. But right now, there are limits to what the Americans can do. Trump wants those restrictions, those limits to be gone. He wants a military pact with no limits or restrictions, a pact that gives complete, unfettered access to the U.S. military. And this comes on the back of Trump's discussions in Davos, where he announced a framework for Greenland.
Does it still include the United States having ownership of Greenland like you've said you wanted?
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals and everything else. It's the ultimate long-term deal.
How long will the deal be, Mr. President?
Infinite. There is no time limit. It's forever.
Will there be money involved?
It's signed forever.
A framework for a forever deal. That's what Trump announced. He had a meeting with Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, and then he announced this deal. The specifics are still not clear. Reports say the proposal is still being negotiated. They have nothing on paper yet. Having said that, these demands give an insight into Trump's thinking. He wants unrestricted access to Greenland, and that's something that Europe is still coming to terms with. They're still processing the shift. They're still making sense of the new strategic landscape. They tried to present a united front yesterday. European leaders met in Brussels and they demanded respect from Donald Trump.
We believe that relationships between partners and allies should be managed in the cordial and respectful way. The European Union will continue to stand up for its interests and will defend itself, its member states, its citizens and its companies against any form of coercion.
That was Antonio Costa, the president of the European Council. With him was Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission. She said Europe has been, and I'm quoting, Europe has been successful in pushing back against the US. In the same breath, she highlighted Europe's biggest vulnerability, its dependence on the United States. Von der Leyen said the EU must strengthen its economic muscle, diversify its supply chains, and become more independent with respect to the US. And she admitted that this will not happen overnight, but the EU is taking some urgent steps. It has made a pledge to Denmark. The European Union has committed to boost investments in the Arctic, and Denmark is receiving support from NATO as well. NATO chief Mark Rutte made a statement yesterday. He said he's working with the Danish Prime Minister